All right, we should be live now. You guys are gonna have to let me know if I'm too loud. Let me try to turn this down a tiny bit. It was redding out a little bit. But sorry for the wait, guys. Things have been kind of unfolding a little bit slowly here, which is a good thing, obviously. But we decided to go ahead and go live now, about 45 minutes later than I anticipated, but we are live. So sorry for the wait. Um, let's see. So we're looking right now at our high resolution radar imagery here, and I want to go over this and actually zoom us in because we do have a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings. One of these is north of Wichita right there, and we have pretty high amounts of DBZ in there, indicating heavy precipitation, possibly hail, although this doesn't look to be a major hail event either of these two severe weather days. So that would be a little bit surprising if that was in there, but it is certainly possible always, of course. Um, let's go ahead and zoom out and see if there's anything else going on. I think that's our only severe thunderstorm warning at this point. We do have some special, special weather statements going on there for portions of Kansas as well. I'm looking down at Oklahoma. Okay, yeah, so we don't have anything going on. So we just have these multiple cells here, mostly in Kansas. And what I can actually do here is switch us over to the WSV3 as well, where we can get kind of a bigger view here, just a much bigger, more zoomed out view of the system. And we can really tell here that this is just absolutely crazy, the spin that this storm has on it. I mean, you can really tell just all the details where everything is and what's going on. I mean, just by looking at it, absolutely crazy stuff. Now, what I'm going to try to do here, let's see if this works. Okay, so I wanted to do this. Let me make sure. Okay, yeah, so we can draw on screen now. So we can see here that we have this rotation in here. Really strong rotation. And like I said, you can literally see this. I didn't even have to, put that arrow on screen for you to be able to tell where the rotation is. Serious rotation. And really what we're getting here is a strong jet here from the south. And this is what's going to really drive the rotation potential here today, but not only today, but also tomorrow. Because what's going to happen is this storm is going to, this one's going to kind of move northward. We're going to see it really reform here in the south and move through the southeast. Okay, and that's when a lot of this severe weather down here in the deep south is going to be possible. And what's going to happen is this flow from the south is still going to be here, but it's going to be further east. It's going to be here this time around. And what happens here is we have the Gulf of Mexico. Lots of humid, lots of warm air down there. Once that gets tapped into by that southern jet, that's when things could get troublesome. And that's why we have a significantly higher severe weather threat tomorrow as opposed to today. But I don't want anybody to sleep on today because I think that there is some potential here throughout the day today. Specifically along this region here, we're watching these cells develop, but not only that, also up there in Nebraska, we are seeing some of those cells developing that look pretty intense at this point. So multiple different little cells going on. Let me just put us back over to the radar Omega over here. And this is our, a little bit more high resolution radar imagery that we have here. And it does look like we got another severe thunderstorm warning here, kind of to the southwest of Wichita there. And that also has some very heavy precipitation with it, indicated by those whites and those darker reds there. So that's definitely indicating that we do have those heavier precipitation types coming down there. So either very heavy rainfall or potentially hail, like I mentioned earlier. That is kind of the impacts that we're taking a look at right now with this cell. So where's everybody at? Let me know in the comments where you guys are at. I want to know how many people we have that are actually local to these regions. I'd be very curious. See, I see a lot of you in there. I see Davis. How's it going, Davis? Ryan Ricks, David Faranick, welcome to the stream. You also will notice there's a pinned comment there. Okay, so that has a link to tomorrow's stream. Tomorrow, like I said, is going to be even more dangerous. You can set the reminder by clicking that link, going over there, hitting that reminder button, and that'll let you know when we go live tomorrow. We don't only have that link, we also have the Discord link to our exciting Discord server community. And I actually have a few guys on audio right now that are going to let us know if there is any tornado warnings or severe thunderstorm warnings, and they're actually from the Discord server as well. So we do have a pretty cool community over there. a few guys that have been around for a while actually on there that have had friendships for quite a long time in the weather community that are a part of that server. So it's a really cool, interesting opportunity to join a community that's really cool like that. So if you click that link, it should give you an invite to join the server. If it doesn't, you can let us know and I'll update that, but it should work. So we're seeing this severe thunderstorm warning here. Let me just see the one up here in the north. Let's see. This one looks a little bit more concerning to me. Hey guys, is there any rotation anywhere? The stream can't hear you, but I just was wondering if you guys knew if there was any rotation or any sort of tornadic cells going on right now. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, directly west from Wichita. So they're talking about this cell here. This one is also looking concerning here. Kind of south of Haven there. Route 96, I believe, there. That's going to be, like I said, directly west, a little bit northwest of Wichita there. And that does look quite concerning. The shape of a few of these do look a little supercellular, if you ask me. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so let's see. Yeah. So we're looking at the rotation here. Let's try to change the tilt. I have not changed the tilt yet on this program, so sometimes these different tilts, different things can show up. It's pretty interesting, the different tools we have at our disposal. The good news is there's no strong rotation anywhere at this point, hence why there's no tornado warnings. But that is going to be a possibility throughout the day today that we need to really, really watch for. Let me just read some of these comments real quick. Garden Spices, welcome into the stream. Robert Elion, welcome in. Scott Wenger, hope everybody is doing just fine. Does the stream say March 22nd? Somebody said the March. Oh, yeah, you know what? I see what they're talking about. I didn't update that that date on there. So yeah, that date is off. Today is the 29th. Let me see if we have that on. Yeah, we have that on every single slide. Okay, we will fix that tomorrow for sure. Yeah, it's not March 22nd. That's okay. Let's see. Thanks for pointing that out, whoever that was. Yeah, I might even be able to update that as we're just streaming here. So I'll just have to build a new thingy here, but I can keep talking while we're doing that. Let me put back on our base reflectivity here. Yeah, a few of these cells are looking pretty elevated here. Even the one north of, well north of Wichita there, Kansas is really blowing up right now. So we're going to have to be watching for that because there's a lot of cells that are looking concerning here. Definitely things are, building in a hurry here. Let's see. Okay, March 29th. We're going to have that updated in just a second, if the stream will let me. Hopefully it will let me add new slides in there. Because if not, we're just going to have to ignore that. Okay. See if this will work. Can't believe my computer is still running right now. It's running 2 radar programs, Photoshop, the streaming software, and then my Google. So my computer is actually like probably 150 degrees right now. So let's see. First, I gotta find what it is. Image 1. Okay. Add new source. Sorry, this whole process is just really actually way more complicated than it needs to be. Okay, now we just gotta. Well, that should do it. I think we just fixed the problem if you guys are seeing that. Gotta slide this down, but yeah, that should be updated now. Okay. Yeah, so we just had to makeshift that whole thing there. But you know what? We did it. So there we go. It's actually March 29th. Imagine if I did the wrong date again. So let's see. Yeah, these are rapidly moving to the north as well here. That's another interesting thing is just the speed that these storms are just racing across. I mean, absolutely ridiculous here. But we are seeing just these shapes in here that are a little bit concerning where we see these things really spinning up and looking like they could have an area of rotation in there. You know, actually what we can do here is we try to turn off, well, this is what we'll do. We'll go to a different radar site real quick so that the radar just kind of gets out of the way real quick. And we're going to put the Storm Prediction Center outlook on screen. Let me switch you guys over to WSV3 real quick. And while we're at it, we'll add the new, the source that we need to add in there real quick. I should have really done this before. Yeah, what's up? Okay. Huh, okay. Thank you so much. I'm going to actually unmute you guys because it's probably going to get a little weird. So you guys are unmuted now. So if you want to say hi, you can. Let's see.
Hello, everyone.
That's going to be our helpers. Yeah, thank you so much for that information. I'm just going to unmute you guys because I think what keeps happening is it's just going to sound like I'm saying hello and then just like pausing for 10 seconds. So let's see if it's showing WSV3. Okay, we got WSV3 on screen. So while we're looking at that, where we can really see the whole grand scheme of things, I'm going to show you guys the Storm Prediction Center outlook in just a second. I just wanted to do it while you guys are over there.
You want the whole thing, Ashton? I only sent the picture.
No, I got it here on our interactive screen, but thank you. So we can see here, obviously, we have our general thunderstorm risk here. If it is switched, it should be switched. I think my phone is just behind. Yeah. So we can see the general thunderstorm risk here in the lighter green. That's where general thunderstorms are expected. But then we have our marginal risk there in the darker green, which is where things look to worsen potentially. And then obviously our yellow here is going to be our slight risk, which is where things get even worse. So Nebraska, Kansas, Iowa, Missouri, Oklahoma, Texas, all of these regions are expecting some scattered severe weather to definitely be possible throughout this region. Let's see. So as we take a look at WSV3 here, we can just see those two severe thunderstorm warnings down there in southern Kansas. They're just entering into our slight risk region there. So we're just scraping the surface of this event actually with you guys here. And time will tell how things are either going to worsen or just subside. With these slight risk events, it can kind of swing either way. That's the problem. Um, so while you guys are looking at that, I want to pull up the tornado outlook for you guys, um, which thankfully, as I switch you guys over to it, is not looking terrible at this point. I want you guys to be cautious, of course, but at this point, we have a 2% chance of tornadoes within 25 miles of a given location there within the green, and a 5% chance of tornadoes within 25 miles of a given location there within the brown. Um, so we have levels 1 and 2 on our tornado outlook here, basically. It could be a lot worse, and to throw out an example, tomorrow looks a lot worse. But for today, for the time being, uh, that's our percent chances right now. So maybe 1 or 2 or 3 tornadoes seems to be the most likely scenario, if any. But sometimes we see these events overperform as well. So it's hard to say with any certainty what to expect for sure. But that's just kind of, you know, what's possible at this point. Somebody says it's saying March 22nd again. Oh, yeah, I see why. There you go, fixed. Okay, let's take us back to WSV3 so I can fix this all up. I'm just going to keep switching you guys back and forth as I'm messing around with some stuff. I want to remind you guys, since there's more people in the stream, the pinned comment has tomorrow's stream on it. You can set a reminder to join us tomorrow for an even bigger severe weather event. But not only that, we have our Discord server linked right there, which brings an awesome community. By clicking that link, you can join us today, and we're really trying to become more active. I want to do things in there multiple times a week. I think it'd be a lot of fun to interact with you guys. It's a really cool opportunity, so I highly recommend at least checking it out. You can obviously sign up for free, so it's worth at least checking out. Really, really cool stuff there. So we're moving back now to our high definition radar because I want to update you guys. It looks like we only have 1 severe thunderstorm warning now at this point. So we had 1 drop off, but this is the one to the southwest of Wichita there. I'm going to put this in motion. And I was talking about earlier just how quickly this storm is moving towards Wichita right now. So Wichita, you are right in the crosshairs of this one, by the way. But this one is moving ever so quickly. Now over, what is that place called? Attica, and then eventually it is now hitting Harper. Let's see if there's some other towns in there that we can really point out. Norwich or Norwich, however you say that. Conway Springs might get scraped. And then Wichita, basically. So we're going to have to watch that very closely. There's also these cells kind of over Conway Springs and Millerton there in Kansas. And those are also heading up towards Wichita. Maybe they'll hit the southern or the southeastern side of Wichita there. So there's some pretty violent storms here. I think we can look at what our DBZ is. Let's see. Let's see. I want to see how high this DBZ is in there. Yeah, so we're getting 60 plus DBZ, which is really high. Usually that's indicative of hail. But again, we're not really expecting hail today, which is pretty interesting. We have 65 being picked up in this cell over here. Let's zoom in. I'm going to pause this, obviously, so we can get the most up-to-date information. Let's see here. 60, 63 being picked up over there. 64 over there. Let's see what's going on with this cell. 64 with that one as well. And then up here to the north, we have 61. So a lot of 60 DBZ plus cells being picked up in here. Let me see if we can switch this over to our correlation coefficient, which should give us a better idea of if there's any hail anywhere. So at this point, I'm not seeing any hail, which is obviously good news because hail can cause some damage for sure, which is basically telling me that there is very, very heavy rainfall falling in these cells. So that is definitely worth noting as well. So definitely just to point a few things out, we have this southern cell, but this southern cell seems to be at least recycling or something's going on here where it's weakening for the moment. But definitely these cells up here to the north near Newton, north of Wichita, these two do have that shape that you usually don't want to see. Either of these at this point, I wouldn't be surprised to see a tornado warning pop up here over the next 20 minutes or so just because of the shape. Definitely taking on that supercell shape, which usually would mean that there is just that potential for tornadoes, which usually leads the National Weather Service to go ahead and issue those. Um, let's see if there is any rotation in here. I'm going to put it in motion. So obviously we have some greens near the reds, but this isn't anything alarming at this point yet. If this is where that other cell is, that does look a little interesting, but nothing near. Yeah, that is straight over that cell, but that's nothing uh, that would tell me that we're having any sort of, super intense rotation at this point. But there is the ingredients there to develop rotation, if that makes sense, over time, in my opinion. So severe thunderstorm warnings, potentially tornado warnings with these two northern cells north of Wichita near Newton there wouldn't be too surprising in my opinion. Let's see if there's anything else. So we just got a special weather statement here for Wichita, which means that conditions are probably worsening within these cells down here. Um, expires in 24 minutes. Those cells definitely, with how quickly they're racing in, it would tell me that probably there is just that chance of damaging wind within there. Again, high DBZ, high, basically, the colors on this radar, the worst looking colors would be high DBZ, if you don't know what high DBZ means. Basically, that would tell me that hail could be possible at any point, although we just looked and obviously saw that that is not taking place right now. It could definitely start up at any point here. So Wichita and surrounding areas there, you're going to want to be looking out for any sort of impacts like that for sure. Definitely these northern cells are taking on some really, really high DBZ. Let's see. Let's just switch over to this radar site real quick. We definitely see that there is a very linear shape to these cells up here to the north. Straight line winds are definitely going to be a concern with these ones. Wow. Yeah, definitely for these areas and here especially along I-70. Let's see. Approaching 335, Interstate 335 as well. We're going to be watching this really, really closely, guys, because that is definitely bringing some windy conditions, really intense windy conditions there.
So, excuse me for a minute, direct weather. There's actually somebody out in the field near Overland Park, Kansas, and they are saying they see a wall cloud with this storm.
Overland, you said?
Overland Park.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
down there towards Kansas City.
Oh, yeah, that would be the cell, that straight line cell we're looking at right now. Overland Park is south of Kansas City there, it looks like. So that would be where that is. Huh. Okay, so that wouldn't surprise me, really, with how intense this storm is. Definitely there could be some embedded areas of rotation and obviously wall clouds as well within this line. Let's take a look at the velocity while we're at it, actually. Oh, yeah. Definitely, I could see how some rotation could set up in this area here with these. Wow, very linear, but I mean, definitely some straight line wind is taking place in here. But not only that, that rotation potential in there is looking definitely intriguing and concerning to say the least. So that's going to be worth noting as well. So we have multiple different areas we're watching here as this whole event is unfolding. Let's just move back down to Wichita real quickly, just make sure nothing has changed, over the past couple of moments there. Still, this one, we got a special weather statement here on this northern cell. This one really concerns me, actually. Approaching Newton there, definitely taking on that supercell type shape. We can see that there is some sort of hook echo trying to develop in there. Definitely has nice inflow as well. So Newton, watch out, as this definitely has some potential to be a pretty bad storm there near you guys. We're actually going to head south towards Oklahoma because we haven't taken a look down there yet. And it looks like still things are just unfolding. Haven't really seen any terrible storms yet, it doesn't look like. So we're going to just have to keep watching you guys for a little bit here. But at the moment, I think things are still developing for you guys. I think that's where we're at. We're in the young stages of these storms. Now, near Oklahoma City, I'm
So,
sure there's plenty of you in there. Um, we don't have much going on. What was that?
so there are reports coming in that this does have hail,
And where was that near?
pea-size hail. Newton,
Oh, okay.
just south of Newton. Pea-sized hail confirmed by a storm spotter. So this thing does have hail.
And we got a new severe thunderstorm warning.
Hmm. Okay, let's move up northward.
This is for Topeka.
Okay, that doesn't surprise me one
That's where
bit.
that
Oh yeah,
that
look at that. Really big severe thunderstorm warning there. Taking up probably, jeez, many miles in there. But this is going to probably be for the straight line wind potential, especially. But if you guys get any information on that severe thunderstorm warning, feel free to let us know. Let's see. I want to move down because we heard this Newton cell did have pea-sized hail with it, or one near Newton. Hmm. Jeez. Somebody said the Discord invite is invalid. Can one of you try to confirm that? Just make sure it
people
works.
will join from India.
Okay. Did anybody? Can people? This is a good way of advertising. Hey, can you guys try clicking the Discord invite link and see if it works? And feel free to join while you're at it. That's how an inconvenience can lead towards really good marketing. Actually, I just learned something right there. Hey, can you guys try clicking the Discord invite link and see if it works? Yeah, tomorrow's looking really bad. A lot of people are talking about tomorrow. We're really concerned, and obviously tomorrow is going to be probably a much bigger stream, a longer stream as well. Yeah, there's going to be a lot we need to go over tomorrow. Oh yeah. Okay, so we're gonna watch all of these cells. Obviously, I think overall the most concerning thing is definitely here near Topeka. There, we definitely have the straight line wind potential with this is looking really significant. This is just the type of bow echo you don't want to see. Looking really intense. So, guys, we're getting more people saying the link is invalid. Oh, somebody else. Oh, yeah. They're all saying it's invalid now. Huh. That's weird.
Okay.
The Discord link.
That is weird. Let me
Yeah, so they'll try to fix that obviously for us.
You want to make a new link?
We can.
All right. I'll just revoke that one. Go ahead and make a new one. I'll let you post it.
Okay. You said you were gonna make the link for me?
No, go ahead. I want you to do it in case of for security reasons, so I know which one is which.
Okay.
We'll get this fixed, you all.
Absolutely. Not a worry. We want everybody to be able to join in on the fun. Let's see. Gonna get a new comment here. Okay, that one should definitely work. Somebody said, "Are we supposed to watch on Discord?" No, the Discord is just a community for you guys to join in on. It's completely optional, but definitely is a really cool opportunity to interact with other people that are really interested in weather and also get some cool information. So I do recommend at least checking it out because it is, like I said, really cool. We have some big plans for it too. So Topeka definitely is like the area we're watching the most here as far as populated regions. Uh, straight line winds definitely about to move through momentarily here. Let's see. So let's make sure that that link can work. What time will we be on tomorrow? That's kind of up in the air at this point. So you're going to want to click that link in the pinned comment that'll let you go to that stream and set a reminder. And what it will do is it'll notify you as soon as we go live. So you won't have to worry about what time I'm telling you it's going to be. Your phone will literally tell you right when we go live. But at this point, I think it's going to start a lot earlier than today did, is my initial estimate. I think afternoon at some point. I think afternoon at some point, but I can't say for certain. Because if things start out kind of slow, usually what I'll do is I'll wait to go live to kind of preserve my voice so that it doesn't go out on me. Okay, everybody's saying the link's working. Glad to hear it. Really glad to hear it. What I'm going to do is we're going to switch to velocity again. We want to get an update here. Oh, yeah, these winds are getting even stronger, guys, right as they're approaching Topeka. For some reason, that name is so hard for me to say. We're definitely watching as... man, these are so strong. Let's see in here. Yeah, wow. Really, really strong winds, especially there in those golds in there. That's indicating these strong, strong winds. Over Dover, there's an interesting kink here where the green is entering into the gold. That's definitely something to watch as well. Yeah, somebody literally just said watch near Dover for rotation. That was a good call there. Because that's literally what I just started talking about. Let's see.
Oh, evidently we got several people out there in Kansas chasing these storms, David, or direct weather.
Yeah.
And I just asked somebody in Discord if they would be willing to share some of the photos if they get some, and more than likely they will. So
Sweet.
that's what
Okay.
I'm hoping.
Okay. Yeah. So we might be getting some photos or videos or both from some chasers at some point today, which is really interesting as well. All obviously having that, imagery straight from the ground is much better than anything else we can see from up above. So that would be really, really awesome. Somebody said it's very ominous in Sulphur, Oklahoma. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of development here just over the last little bit. Let me switch us back over to WSV3 where we can see where things are really developing all the way from Texas, all the way up through Oklahoma there, and all the way up the line through near Kansas City and even up into areas near Omaha. We're actually getting a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings there in Nebraska as well, it looks like. So lots of interesting things going on here. Look at the rotation. That storm is absolutely ridiculous, guys. Clearly just a super intense low pressure system here. Really, really intense. By the way, guys, if you want to use the super chat, that'll be located in the bottom right. I forgot to remind you guys of that. So at any point, if you feel inclined to donate, that is how you can do so. And also, if you like the stream, that helps a lot as well. So be sure to do that just to get the word out. Okay, Ryan Ricks is saying the link is working, so that's great. Glad to hear it. Let's go back to Radar Omega here because we can see that notch in there right over Dover there that OKT weather is talking about. Absolutely ridiculous there. Just near Topeka, definitely concerning at this point. We're going to be watching it really, really closely. And not only that, but also just the straight line potential with this storm that we've been talking about here. for quite a while. Now we're going to move back to reflectivity, which is basically your normal radar that you're used to seeing. Um, and we're going to take a look at some of these cells here. Wichita, you're about to be under a pretty bad storm here, at least southern Wichita there. It's getting hit by these two cells. Very, very intense storms. Does this...
Direct weather.
Yeah.
Paranormal Kansas just sent in a picture for us from the field where he's at. He's saying the winds are blowing at about 40, maybe gust up to 50 miles an hour where he's at.
Okay, let me see. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to...
Thank you, Paranormal.
Yeah, so thank you for sending that in. Was that through the Discord server? Did somebody share that?
Yes, it was. It was he goes by Paranormal Kansas on in your chat.
Okay, yeah. So if anybody wants to send in any photos or anything like that, that would also be a cool thing to do with the Discord server. You could send those in on there, and that would definitely be a cool way to share your photos with us. I'm actually actively working on trying to figure out a way to share this on the stream that kind of makes sense. I guess. Let me see.
Probably download it and just go that way with it.
Yeah. So this is the photo, guys, right there. Gonna put it right in the middle. So where was this at again?
Somewhere near in Kansas. He hasn't really gave away his
Yeah.
location. Yeah.
Okay, well that's cool. Thanks for sending in that photo. Looks like some storms out in the distance there, over the winding fields there. That's really a cool picture there. And he said it's really windy. I'm sure. So that is quite the picture. Thanks for sending that in again. If you guys want to send in any photos, you can do so through the Discord server. That'd be a really good way to do that. So we're looking near Wichita. These cells are still looking quite intense. Yeah, Paranormal Kansas. Thanks for sending that in. Shout out to you.
That picture was taken near Atchison, Kansas.
Okay. You're gonna have to spell that out for me.
Atchison, Kansas.
Gotcha. Thank you. All right. That's another cool feature here on Radar Omega is that you can type in places. That's something that a lot of the other radar programs don't have. Okay, so you're going to be right on that northern extent there of those straight line winds. This is where the photo was taken here, was just to the east of these strong line of thunderstorms here. So, I mean, really, really intense stuff there on the way. So if you do, Paranormal Kansas, get any more photos a little bit later on, feel free to also send those ones in as conditions evolve here over time. Obviously, stay safe, of course, but we would love to know how conditions are there, as that would be really helpful. Topeka, you are rapidly getting approached here by this storm. I mean, look at that. Absolutely wild stuff there. Wow. Okay, now I want to take a look. This is where I want to take a look. I want to go all the way down to Texas because I was watching these cells earlier. and they were looking like they were kind of developing. And sure enough, it does look like we could get some sort of development in here of some pretty interesting storms. Um, so we're watching these. By the way, we almost have 400 viewers, so thank you guys for that. The pinned comment at the top has a link to tomorrow's stream where you can set the reminder, so it'll basically remind you when we go live tomorrow. But not only that, we have a link to our Discord server where you can send in photos and join our very awesome weather community over there. Um, we just got a photo in actually from the Discord server that was really, really cool. Let's see. We're going to go back up towards Wichita. So it looks like north of Wichita is basically where all the severe thunderstorm warnings are at this point. But southern Wichita now under these cells here, definitely taking a look at quite intense thunderstorms here on the southern side of Wichita. Conditions are probably rapidly deteriorating here. Let's see. Renato just joined. Hi, welcome in. Let's see. Yeah, we haven't. I don't think we moved up to Nebraska yet, have we? So we should probably take a look up there near Omaha. We have severe thunderstorm warnings to the south and to the north. Oh yeah, look at that near Nebraska City. Definitely taking a look at an interesting situation there, as my computer just did that. Sweet. Nebraska City there, we're taking a look at a potential supercell of sorts. It does have that shape, so we're going to be watching for that, although it does look a little bit of more of a cluster type here, as we do have multiple cells in there.
That I can agree with. It looks like there might be multiple cells in there.
Yeah, for sure. This one north of Omaha as well looks like multicellular as well. So that seems to be the primary storm mode today. We obviously have the linear type down there in Kansas. It's Kansas, I think. Yeah, Kansas. So yeah, we're gonna watch these. We'll keep coming back.
But they're saying with that storm in Nebraska, quarter-sized hail.
Which one is that? The southern or northern one?
The one over by Clarkson, Nebraska, and Howes, Nebraska.
Gotcha. Okay, so quarter-sized hail potentially in here we're getting reports of. So definitely an intense cell here. Again, hail wasn't really a high likelihood today, so it is interesting to hear some reports about that. This is the second time we've heard about potential hail today, so that's pretty interesting. As we move further south towards this Nebraska City cell, obviously this is another high precipitation cell as well. So we'll have to watch for some hail potential in there maybe as well. So Topeka, I want to keep an eye on you guys and just the conditions there, because really this is about to get windy in a hurry. I can't stress that enough. Also, earlier we were taking a look at some potential rotation. It looks like that's kind of subsided a little bit, thankfully. But really the worst of these conditions are moving linear with I-70 here. And they're going to hit Topeka pretty much straight on, unfortunately. These golds right here, it looks to be where the strongest of these winds are within this cell. So really, really intense stuff there. That's probably, let's see, this radar program isn't set up in miles per hour right now, so I'm going to go on my phone so I can tell you guys how strong those winds are. They're being picked up right now. Let me see. Let's see. Probably approximately.
I'm looking at about 50.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing too. 50 to 60 mile per hour or so, maybe more. Approaching Topeka there, unfortunately. So we'll have to see what happens as this unfolds. Um, I'm glad there is that severe thunderstorm warning, obviously, though, so people are being warned. Let's see.
I'm expecting more severe storm warnings coming in Oklahoma.
Oklahoma. Let's go back
Yeah.
to reflectivity here.
When these storms are just training after each other.
Yeah, 100%. Especially there in northern Oklahoma, it looks like. Hmm. Yeah, 100%. Especially there in northern Oklahoma, it looks like.
So what we mean by training is these storms build up and follow each other, one right after the other.
Yeah. So oftentimes that can lead towards a lot of flooding, other impacts. Um, you know, obviously, anytime you have multiple storms hitting you, that can lead towards doubled up impacts, basically, or even, multiplied, 3 or 4 times, just depending on how many times you get hit. So this can be problematic in many different cases for many different reasons.
And the cloud tops on these are going anywhere between 35,000 feet up to 40,000 feet so far.
Hmm. Jeez. Wow. Let's take a look near Wichita again. Definitely some intense stuff going on here. Ooh, this cell here, south of Anthony, look at the development here. First off, very, very high precipitation, but not only that, it's small, but that shape is a little bit concerning. Right near Anthony there. So.
Okay, I got a report of wind damage.
Where's that at?
That is going to be near Andover in Kansas.
Okay. Andover in
Right,
Kansas.
just east of Wichita.
Oh, east of Wichita here.
Yeah, east.
I see it. I see it. Okay. Andover there. Okay. So we are getting some damaging wind reports, and it's not even the linear storm mode area. Although I will say, look at what's trying to take place here. Right in here. It almost looks like this is trying to go linear as well near Newton. All of these are kind of connecting up, so this might become, more of a wind threat. Jeez. Yeah, not looking good. Regardless. Let's move back up to this linear storm mode here. Topeka, right there. It's just approaching. Is there anybody from Topeka in the chat right now? That is a little bit of a larger area, so it wouldn't surprise me. Somebody said there is a severe thunderstorm warning in Oklahoma now. This right here is just looking so intense.
That is correct. I'm watching the line of storms near Horton, and some of them actually had an inflow notch on them.
Where's that at, you said?
Near. We'll pull up the towns again. Winting, Muscatoa, Holton.
Oh, okay, up near the north of this.
Yeah, towards the north, near Berwick.
Hmm.
That northern half of the severe storm warning.
Yeah. 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 Um. Hmm. Definitely looking interesting up there for
Okay.
sure.
So they just put out an SBC update. There is a slight risk now from central and northern Texas northeastward into Iowa.
So did they expand that? Is that what happened?
It looks like they did.
Okay.
Yeah, they expanded it. So basically, it's going all the way from central Texas all the way up to just to the Iowa Illinois border.
Hmm. Okay. Gotcha.
And they have now said large hail and damaging wind threat to persist into late evening.
Oh yeah, definitely late evening. More like early morning tomorrow. Very, very late evening. So
Man, this is an intense line of storms.
yeah, we got Annie Wilcox says she's in Topeka. Better hunker down. It could get windy in a hurry. I will say, definitely looking like a big wind threat here with this cell.
So Sioux City is coming under the gun with some storms as well.
Okay, so things are really picking up all over the place.
Yeah.
We also got a damage report out of the Dallas Fort Worth area from gradient pressure winds.
Hmm.
Mm.
And Karen, I just posted that in the group chat.
Thank you, Rose.
Topeka, you are basically right under the worst of it right now. Downtown Topeka, things should be really, really picking up right now. Let's take a look here. We're gonna go further south because I hear everybody talking about areas further south. Um,
Yeah, we do have a severe thunderstorm warning for Texas.
what was that again? I didn't hear
Near
you.
there's a severe thunderstorm warning for Texas now.
Gotcha. Okay, we'll take a look at that in a sec. So Wichita, you have some general thunderstorms around you, although this one here, Anthony, definitely has some pretty high potential there. Let's move further south here, down into Oklahoma near Pond Creek. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning for that cell there. As we head even further south down into Texas, this is where that other severe thunderstorm warning is, and this does not surprise me. Look at how intense these are near Vernon there. They're very small but very intense. Um, so that is definitely worth noting. We heard some wind damage reports near Dallas, so there's definitely some windy conditions out ahead of all of this activity. So definitely windy conditions are out there to begin with. Um, and I mean, then you get things like this linear storm moving through, and that just adds to the issue for sure. I definitely see where things are looking very interesting, especially north of the severe thunderstorm warning. Actually, in my opinion, um, some of those cells up north of there seem a little bit intriguing, and usually that's how it can be with these linear storm mode areas. The biggest areas where you'll be watching for potential tornadic activity will be on the very northern and southern end of them. It can happen anywhere, really, but the northern and southern end of that is really where we watch for it. And it looks like we got an expansion there of that severe thunderstorm warning there.
Well, direct weather, is it me or is this line bowing out?
It definitely is bowing out, especially to the south. The north, it kind of extends out, but yeah, definitely there on that southern end, we are seeing a bowing feature there. It definitely is blowing out, especially to the south. North, it kind of extends out.
Oh wow. Okay.
Topeka, we had somebody from Topeka in here, but they're not here anymore, so I don't know what's going on there. Oh, Annie Wilcox said wind or hail there in Topeka. Unconfirmed report there. We can't ever confirm that somebody actually is from where they're saying they're from, but um, that is worth noting. Sean's Adventures, I can tell you this much: it's going to be pretty bad for all of the Deep South states tomorrow. I think tomorrow could be, significantly worse than even today is. And today is already looking a little bit like it's overperforming, just based on the fact that there's a slight risk and we're seeing this prominent of a feature here. I would say we're already seeing a little bit of overperforming based on what was expected. But yeah, Alabama, it's probably going to be pretty bad. Mississippi, Louisiana, all of these states, we're watching for some pretty bad conditions. Now, Paranormal Kansas just sent in another photo here, so I'm gonna bring it on screen for you guys.
That's a beautiful picture.
Definitely is. Things are clearly it's getting darker outside. One, because of the night, and two, because of that storm in the background approaching. I want to try to remember where. Okay, Atchison. So this storm is rapidly approaching. It's probably starting to drizzle there, where Paranormal Kansas is there in Atchison. But definitely, conditions are getting a little bit more interesting. Just as a reminder, here was the picture we got earlier from Paranormal Kansas, and then here's the update there. So that's probably a 30-minute hour difference there, something like that. So interesting how things have transpired. Feel free to send in your photos if you are anywhere in this system, involved with this system, by joining the Discord server up at the pinned comment and send it in there. And my mods will make sure that they get the pictures to me to share for you guys. So that would be really cool. And also, feel free to join the community and be a part of it because it's really, really cool. But
As
great
long
picture
as
there.
we have their music. Hey Ashton, or
Yeah.
Direct Weather, I am sitting here watching the velocity.
Yeah.
Right now, it looks like a lot of straight line winds. However, there with straight line winds, you can actually get kinks in them to cause spin ups real quick.
Yeah, for sure. And we definitely are seeing some of those kink type features there. It is looking like we've had those at times, especially near Topeka. We've had that one that moved through, but really quickly that can spin something up in a hurry. Yeah, definitely something to watch for and be aware of. You would hope that we could, get a tornado warning out, but it's just not always the case.
Wow. So they put a 40% for severe thunderstorms all the way from the border of Mexico all the way up to the border of Illinois.
For tomorrow, is
40%
that?
out. For today.
For today.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the new thunderstorm outlook. Actually, it goes into Illinois now.
Jeez. All right.
Yeah, that's a lot of mileage.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
And if y'all can't stay on the stream, I would advise you to have your NOAA weather radio on tonight because this is going to get intense
Oh,
as it moves
absolutely.
eastward.
Let's see. So let's move past Topeka. Is anybody from Kansas City in the chat? Because that's kind of what's next up here as far as major populaces go with this straight line area. Kansas City we're going to be watching for next. This very, very intense cell here. I mean, man, this line is very, very tall as well. Very tall. And these areas here north of Wichita look to be almost joining forces with this straight line area, as you can see, almost connected. So close. We'll take a look at what's going on over Wichita at this point. Everything's kind of becoming a lot more straight line here, which increases odds of damaging wind, basically. And a little bit of an update for tomorrow. You guys, what was it? Did one of you post or say something earlier that perhaps some supercells out ahead of the line are going to be more of a possibility tomorrow? Is that kind of looking like a trend as of this point?
Actually, yes, it looks like as of right now, based on the latest HRRR run, it's having a hard time getting some of the discrete cells out in front.
Yeah.
But that's one model run. I always like to wait to see if it continues. Now the GFS is saying something else, so now
Gotcha.
you have disagreement.
Yeah, we've had disagreement with the system since the beginning of it, which has been pretty interesting. I think models have been doing well for a while now, but with this system, I feel like we've just seen them struggle a bit, um, which made things more difficult to say the least. Oh, that was the NAM 3KM that Rose in the Rain sent in there. Yeah, it looks like some discrete stuff trying to set out ahead of the linear storm mode. That can go two ways, in my opinion, when we see that happening. Basically, with the straight line linear storm mode being behind it, and then those supercells trying to develop out ahead, it can make things worse overall for the event, or it can perhaps make things better for the entire event. And let me explain that real quickly, because when we have those discrete storms out ahead of it, yes, sometimes those do become strong supercells and bring tornadoes, but other times they kind of just eat up a lot of that cape and don't really ever become supercells. They just kind of become rainstorms and eat away at some of that potential out ahead of the linear storm mode, which would lower some of the severe weather potential. So it really can swing either way, but generally this is considered to be something that looks a little bit worse overall. But that maybe that's just me being a little optimistic there. Let's see. Yes, sir.
So I sent you a picture of somebody in Overland Park, Kansas. Tyler Bay sent this in.
Okay.
This is at his location. He's kind of right outside of Kansas City.
Okay.
He just said the winds are starting to pick up, and he thinks they're at about 35 miles an hour.
Okay, so this is the picture we just got sent in there. I'll put it over here. So that's actually near Kansas City where this storm is approaching that we're seeing on the right there. That's where that picture's from. So I'm guessing we're looking westward there towards the linear storm over there to the west of Kansas City. So you can kind of see those clouds creeping in, but they're just at the right distance where they're kind of, how would I explain it? I guess just hardly visible, but they are kind of visible there. It kind of just looks a little hazy there in the picture, but things are going to really, really pick up here and should become more visible. All right, let's get that picture off screen. Thank you so much for sending that in. Again, if you want to send in, oh no, I just put another one on screen. If you guys want to send in any photos, feel free to do so by joining the Discord server that's up on the pinned comment there. You can join it today and send in photos if you have any. My mods will get those to me. That picture off screen. Thank you so much for sending that in. Again, if you want to send in
There is rotation with this near Meridian, Kansas.
feel free to do so by joining
There is a rotation signature on it.
Meridian.
Yeah, it's right south of uh, Rock Creek.
Rock Creek.
Rock Creek, Meridian. It's just northeast of Topeka.
Oh, gotcha. Northeast, you said?
Yeah, northeast.
Gotcha. Found it.
We may actually get a tornado warning out of this.
Yeah,
Here,
there's a couple kinks in
but
there, I would say.
yeah, and there's also a good kink up towards Muscatoa.
Trying to find where that is now. Oh,
Straight north.
yeah, I
Go
see.
straight north.
I see. Yeah, so some interesting things developing along this linear area. We're always watching for this because, like we mentioned earlier, in these particular storm modes, tornadoes can come and go very quickly compared to what is typical. So very, very quickly things can change on a dime here. So not only are you looking at terrible winds as it is, that's just like your basically that's like bottom line what's going to happen, but also potential tornadoes happening in here as well to make matters worse. Uh, Somebody asked
Actually, Rock Creek.
Rock Creek.
If anybody's near Rock Creek, I would not be surprised to see if there's a funnel trying to form.
Hmm. Oh yeah, definitely some interesting
It's gonna be
velocity features showing up there. We will continue to watch that. Definitely heavy precipitation in there. So we'll watch for any worsening rotation in there or any correlation coefficient drops. Um, we'll have to watch for that, obviously, as time moves on. But we've been pointing out that area north of Topeka for probably 30 minutes now. Definitely heavy precipitation in there. It's definitely been where a lot of the activity has been. Let's see. All right. Did we confirm if anybody was or wasn't from Kansas City in here? Because that is where this is basically heading now. Or anybody really in far eastern Kansas, especially northeastern Kansas. Um, Topeka.
I've got Tyler.
Yeah.
I've got Tyler. He's right outside of Kansas City.
Gotcha. So we can hear his reports.
He just said rain has arrived over him. Really windy. Looks like straight line winds for right now.
Okay, we'll have to watch that for sure. Okay, we got. Oh wow, yeah, we got we got quite a few people from northeastern Kansas here, so definitely be sure to share this information with anybody you know from this region because this storm is concerning. Um, Definitely with this linear type of storm, this is sure to bring some windy conditions. Definitely be sure to share this information with anybody you know from this region because this storm is concerning. Definitely with this linear type of storm, this is. Let's see. Alabama here, Eric Lee said. So if you're from Alabama or the Deep South, really, or if you're just curious about weather, you can click that other link in our pinned comment to tomorrow's stream and set the reminder because we're going to be going live again tomorrow. We'd love to have you back for that stream. So tomorrow's looking really awful for severe weather. Lots of people from Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas in the chat.
So Tyler Bates said the system is about 40 miles west of him from his location right now.
Gotcha.
We also got a new meso discussion out from the SPC.
Let's see. Oh yeah, I see that.
We also got a new meso discussion out from the SPC.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, so this is definitely primarily a wind threat here. We do have some chance of hail, some chance of tornadoes throughout this area here. Let's it's been a while since we've done this. Let's switch back to the WSV3 and just get an update there of the wide view. And you can tell over the past hour or so, I think this is the past hour actually, this loop. Really, we've seen a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings added in there. We've gone from maybe one or two when we started the stream to now, I don't even know how many we have now. A lot. a lot. But that is the overall view of this storm. Definitely, we were mentioning this earlier. It's very interesting, but you can see the rotation there in the overall storm. I mean, you can see the bigger picture here of this massive storm, and it's absolutely ridiculous how crazy this low pressure system is, and that's why we're seeing this terrible severe weather as well. Let's switch back to radar Omega here. So again, if you're just joining us, we're taking a look at this straight line area of storms just passed through Topeka there in Kansas, heading in the direction of Kansas City as well. Looking really bad here. So we're walking you guys through this situation as things unfold. Let's see. So right now, guys, is this like the most concerning area, do you think? Or is there anywhere else I should probably switch the view to?
I was actually just looking at that direct weather, and I think just stay on this right now
Okay.
because I'm seeing a lot of kinks with these straight line winds, and I'm really surprised none of these have been tornado warned yet.
Okay. We'll see how this unfolds then. We'll keep an eye here. We can see Kansas City right there to the right. So we're going to see here probably within the next, I would say within the next 45 minutes, we'll see this one crossing through Kansas City. So we're going to walk you through that as well. Skies are getting dark now in Kansas City. Getting reports of that from some of you guys. Again, if anybody wants to get any photos, you can join the Discord and send those in. Pinned comment up above is how you can do so.
Or they can just ping me. I'm in there under fire ant.
Yeah. Ping one of the mods as well. I think there's a photography, or what is it? Is it a weather photos channel in there they can send them into?
Yes, there is one in there.
Okay. So that'll be the best place to go ahead and post that.
I've got another picture from Paranormal Kansas if you want to see it. Direct weather.
Absolutely, yeah.
This guy, this person's been spot on so far. He's got some good pictures. He's got some good pictures.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. So we're getting the third update here in our trilogy of Paranormal Kansas photos here. Just gets darker and darker every time. So we're gonna move the radar up to where
And
this photo's coming from.
I know he's listening to the stream. Please be safe out there.
Absolutely. So definitely somewhere in there is where we were taking a look at this photo being sent in.
We got a tornado warning.
Oh, we do have a tornado warning?
Tornado warning. Yep.
Okay.
Oskaloosa, Kansas, McLeod, Kansas, Winchester, Kansas.
Is that with this linear area?
Yep.
Yes. That's where I was pointing out the rotation earlier.
Okay, so on the northern end of it, we'll be watching for it. It hasn't come through on here, but we should see a tornado warning come through in just a moment here. Is it just radar indicated at this point?
Yes, according to the Twitter feed
Okay.
from the National Weather Service.
Karen, and I would also like to update that near Kiowa County, Kansas, there is also one of these severe thunderstorm warnings has almost about 72 dBz.
Wow. Yep, there's our
Man,
tornado
that's
warning.
some big hail. That's some big hail.
So we just saw this tornado warning come through now. First tornado warning of the day, unfortunately. Let's see, it probably is associated with this kink and then potentially this northern one. Usually when they make a very tall area like that, it's for multiple areas of interest. Wow, definitely intense. Let's see if there's any sort of...
We also have a new update from the SPC.
For today. All right, we're going to keep this playing here. Yeah, there's no denying that this definitely has very heavy precipitation associated with it. I mean, absolutely ridiculous how high precipitation we're seeing. You know, all of these cells really have featured really intense DBZ. It's crazy. We're gonna stick with you here. If you're in Boyle, Winchester, Donovan, Oskaloosa, McLuth, any of these towns there in Kansas, you all are under a tornado warning and should take cover immediately here with this storm. Heed all warnings that the Storm Prediction Center is putting out for you guys. Absolutely wild situation unfolding here, to say the least. So I want to revisit there our velocity, which shows us rotation. We do have some sort of kink showing up in here. And I think that's where our main area of interest is. Let's see. All right. Thank you, Mike Wilson Sr., for joining us. Appreciate all of you. This bow echo is absolutely crazy. We're about a fourth of the way from Topeka to Kansas City there. So it's making this journey across eastern Kansas here. And we should see it impacting areas like Overland Park, Kansas City as well. Buckner eventually, Lee Summit, Blue Springs, areas like that. They're across the way there in Missouri. So that's where this is basically headed at this point. But this tornado warning is our immediate area of interest here that we're watching closely as we just got a new radar frame. So I want to check for any elevated rotation in there. Definitely seeing some interesting signatures on that. Still radar indicated at this point. I want to make sure there's no debris ball there. I mean, there is some CC differences in there, but there's no clear indication there of any sort of debris ball at this point. So there's 568 of you in here. If you would like to help out the stream, just hit a like. It's that simple, and it helps us reach more people. There's only 404 likes, and there's 577 of you, so I know for a fact we can get at least 577 likes. So smash that like button. It does help out a ton. There's 568 of you in here. If you would like to help out the stream, just hit a like. Again, if you do want to send any pictures, then you can do so by joining the Discord server in the pinned comment and send those into us. We've been getting a few of those today. That's been really, really cool to see you guys' photos from the ground where you're at. For those of you just joining us, welcome in. We have a tornado warning here near Oskaloosa, Kansas, along this intense bow echo that we've been watching unfold probably for the past hour or so. And sure, man, these things have really, really unfolded in a big way here. Let's see here. We just got a new frame here, so I want to make sure there's no new areas of rotation. Still just looking at some pretty interesting stuff here. Yeah, no debris ball yet. So definitely this storm is moving quickly because it's already halfway across that tornado warning. Man, absolutely crazy stuff here. And we're just getting started, unfortunately. And just to give you guys an overview of what's going on here, look at this whole line developing in here. We've been getting photos sent into us from viewers around this region as things have approached their area. And we've been walking through this with you guys for about an hour and a half now, I believe. Yeah, almost an hour and a half. And things have really, really begun to unfold here. So again, if you want to help out the stream, the best thing you can do is like the stream because it really, really helps YouTube to suggest this to more folks. So we're seeing, just to name out a few spots, Lawrence, Kansas there, you're about to get hit here by this linear area of storms. That's an immediate area of interest. But then eventually Overland Park in the greater Kansas City area there, both there in Kansas and in Missouri there. The surrounding regions of Kansas City are going to be approached by this huge, what we call a bow echo, and this brings a ton of straight line wind with it as well oftentimes, and as you can see in some cases, even tornadoes, because we do have this tornado warning here near Oskaloosa, like I mentioned before. So generally, somebody asked where this is heading. It's heading eastward. So we're over time going to see this. Let me draw on screen here for you guys. We see the line is about right here right now. We will see it eventually here, probably in about an hour. And then an hour from then, it'll be somewhere like here, and then eventually somewhere like here. So that's kind of what we're looking at. Anywhere up here could also be impacted, so that's worth noting, and anywhere down here can be impacted with storms. But as far as this bow echo is concerned, that is the outlook at this point. Eventually, St. Louis could even get involved down the line, so we'll be watching for that also. We have multiple other areas of interest as well that we'll take a look at in a moment. But mostly this tornado warning is our biggest immediate concern here. Also just, I mean, the high amounts of precipitation in this storm is absolutely ridiculous. we've been seeing DBZ amounts, which is basically how we measure these different colors on the radar, have been through the roof, indicating hail and very, very heavy rainfall has been taking place. Um, so yeah, definitely we're watching as this transpires. Um, Things have evolved so much even just since we've gotten this tornado warning. So we'll have to wait and see. I mean, there's definitely something potentially going on in here. But really, anywhere along this, there's a couple kinks in here that could indicate something is going on. Let's see. Let's put this in motion.
Hey, direct weather, have you been
Yes.
paying attention to the velocity to the north of the tornado warning?
Yeah, near Nortonville or further north.
Yeah, right near Nortonville.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we get a second tornado warning right there immediately to the north.
Yeah, I'm kind of waiting for that to happen. Also, I talked to Tyler Bates for everybody out there on the stream. He is approximately 20 miles from this storm, and he actually sent me a pretty good picture. With an unusual light source.
Oh, Karen, there we go. There's that new tornado warning for Nortonville.
Okay, second tornado warning is about to come in for Nortonville there, just as we just were talking about, would probably happen. We now have a second tornado warning that's probably going to pop up on the radar within the next minute there. There we go. So right there, and this does include Atchison. Sorry, I'm having such a hard time saying that. That is where Paranormal Kansas was at. So if you're in the chat, you are right on the fence, Paranormal Kansas. So you're going to want to watch out for that because this one actually does look quite concerning as well. Both are radar indicated still, which is for the moment being good news, but you're going to want to take cover if you're in any of these areas. So for our southern tornado warning, Winchester, Boyle, well, now it's just been actually kind of cut back. So if you're in Winchester or McLuth there, you're going to want to take cover for that southern tornado warning. The northern one here, we have Cummings, we have St. Pat's, Hawthorne, Dalby, Port Williams, Oak Mills, Potter, Parnell, and then the greater Atchison area there in Kansas. Those are the areas on that northern tornado warning that we're going to want to watch. So 2 tornado warnings. And just like we mentioned, these bow echoes tend to have more tornadic activity there on the very northern end or the southern end of these bow echoes. That's where we tend to have the most rotation. One of you guys, people are saying that the video is echoing through the chat on the Discord, so I don't know if you can like turn it down just a smidge, the audio of my voice of the actual stream coming through, or maybe headphones. I don't know why we're hearing that. I think it's pretty much gone now. Should be at least. All right. Got an updated photo from Tyler Bates coming in. Let me put this on screen for you guys. So conditions near Kansas City here look to be worsening. So that was just now. Let me see. Where was this other picture? Yeah, so this was his photo from a little while ago, maybe 30 minutes ago, and then here is his photo that he just sent in. So obviously things have gotten a lot cloudier. Those clouds have approached much, much closer there to the Kansas City area from that bow echo. But not only that, things have gotten a lot darker as well. So we're going to continue watching this. We're going to get updates out to you guys. Obviously, for those of you that are taking pictures and sending them in, please stay safe as you're trying to do so. Only do if it's completely safe for you to be doing. If you're just joining us, we do have 2 tornado warnings here. There in Kansas, one near Atchison there, and then one there near Winchester. And we actually just got an extension of that tornado warning that now extends into Springdale, Easton, Millwood, Kickapoo, and the Leavenworth area, almost Leavenworth and Fort Leavenworth there in Kansas. So we're going to be watching for that as well. 2 tornadic pockets in this storm that we're watching here. Really what we're looking for is just kinks in this yellow and red area. And we see one here for sure. But not only that, a little bit of one here as well. So those are the 2 tornadic areas that we're watching along this line. Somebody said, which chat do you use to send pics? That's a great question. Up there in the pinned comment that you'll see in the chat here, there's a link to the Discord. You can send it in there, and my mods will get that photo out to me so I can show it to the stream. So if you want to do that, and you can do it safely, you can do it that way. We haven't gotten any videos yet. Somebody was asking if we could do full screen videos. I can send full screen pictures if somebody will do a what do they call it? Basically a wide view picture instead of like the iPhone picture. Because the iPhone picture, I can't really make that full screen for you guys, unfortunately. If I could, I promise you that I would. And really, for those of you just joining us, this is the overall view that we've been taking a look at for the past hour and a half or so. Absolutely ridiculous bow echo here. Especially the northern end there is especially concerning, but a lot of eastern Kansas here is dealing with this. This is absolutely wild. So definitely some straight line wind damage is possible with this. But not only that, we can clearly see tornadoes are possible as well. Hence why we have those 2 or 3 tornado warnings basically up there on the northern end. If you're just joining us today, right now, the best thing you can do to help the stream out is liking the stream actually, because it helps reach more people. So if you can just do that, that helps out so much. Let's see. So this severe thunderstorm warning almost extends into Kansas City now, just on the outskirts. Guys, is there anything else going on out there that's worth noting right now?
We do have a TVS with this tornado.
Okay.
And there is a debris ball. Tyler Bay sent me a picture of the debris ball on CC.
Okay, possible debris ball in there somewhere. Maybe they're near the one approaching Atchison. We were talking earlier about how these tornadoes along these linear types of storms can just develop so quickly and then end so quickly. Yeah, you know, you might even just blanket it happened here on radar. We only get frames every 7 minutes or so, and sometimes they happen quicker than that. So lots of different scenarios could play out here.
I'll let you know.
Here's the overview of the entire storm here for you guys that are just joining us. Absolutely crazy storm we're seeing here. We've seen severe thunderstorms so far in Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, I think Missouri now, and then even up and through Nebraska and Iowa. as well. So many different states included here in these severe thunderstorms. It's been a wild day so far. Very, very wild day. Definitely a little bit of an overperformer is what I'm thinking here so far. Let me see. Yes, we're still getting storm reports coming in. I think there will be many more eventually that come in with this one, just based on this shape, especially as it comes through these populated areas like Lawrence and then eventually Overland Park and Kansas City. Uh, I think we can expect wind damage for sure, unfortunately, with this for some spots. And really, uh, it's just crazy to see and really unfortunate. But definitely, this storm is just, uh, it's been eventful. It's been eventful. If you're just
Okay,
joining
so I
us,
do have a
oh yeah,
report. I do have a report of street flooding with cars stranded and
where's that
people
at?
trapped. And that is near Emporia.
Emporia, in which is it Kansas?
Kansas. Yeah, Kansas. It's actually near. They got it covered, of course. Let me take that off for a second.
Hmm. Okay, so somewhere here near Emporia, Kansas, there is reports of what sounds like major flooding taking place there.
Near Americas. Near Americas.
Oh, Americas here.
Yeah.
So kind of to the north of Emporia. But it
Yeah.
looks like there has been a lot of training there, a lot of heavier rainfall cells coming through. So definitely not surprising, but very, very unfortunate. People are asking if there's any pictures or if that's just reports coming in.
Um. Hey Rose, have you been able to find any pictures of the flooding or anything?
No, it's been very limited, which is really surprising.
Okay, so we just have reports at this point of that flooding taking place near Americus there in Kansas, which is on the southern side of this whole area we've been really watching.
I did just find a tweet on Twitter from Choctaw County. I think it's either in the enhanced or the moderate tomorrow, but they're going to be releasing school actually earlier to keep people safe from the weather tomorrow.
Okay, that sounds like, probably a good thing for sure that they would do that. Obviously, schools are one of the bigger concerns during daytime severe weather events. Um, so you like to see, counties doing that. I mean, I think keeping the kids safe is a really important thing. So um, good on them for doing that. But that's just a testament to how intense tomorrow's looking, and everybody should be really taking it seriously. Like that specific county or school zone there is taking it. Obviously, this is a very serious situation, not just today, but especially into tomorrow. We're going to be taking a look at some very, very serious weather, to say the least. If you're just joining us, again, like I've been mentioning to a few of you, the best thing you can do to help the stream is liking it. We have 790 of you in here. We only have 597 likes. So I know we can at least get up to 790 likes. So smash the like button, guys. It's going to help get this news out to so many people and help folks be informed about what's going on here across Kansas and many, many other states as well. And also, if you're just joining us, we've been watching this Bow Echo type storm here. I'm going to circle it for you guys, actually, but all throughout here, we've been taking a look at this intense feature. You tell it bows out. We've been watching this very closely. There's even 2 tornado warnings here on the northern end. there, and we've been watching that really closely as well. Um, we started out with the southern one there. Now we have two, and we're gonna watch and see if we get an extension here of these tornado warnings over time. Let's see.
I think that northern tornado warning is they're going to let that expire, but I think the southern one's going to stay.
Okay. Okay. We'll see what happens with that. We are nearing the time where we would need to see an extension, basically. No confirmation of tornadoes yet with either of these, which is really, really good news. Let's see, maybe in a couple minutes we can start looking at some other areas here. Just for a moment. See what's going on down near Wichita, Kansas down here. Definitely, I think the thing that's worth noting for sure is how high the DBZ is with some of these cells. I mean, you see those bright whites showing up? That is very, very heavy precipitation being indicated here. I mean, absolutely ridiculous. And I wouldn't be surprised if Wichita deals with some potential flooding here because they've been hit already with multiple cells, and it looks like potentially one or two more will hit that area. And with this very, very high precipitation, it wouldn't surprise me whatsoever if we do start to see some flooding implications for more areas here with just how much precipitation has been falling with some of these storms. Really, really bad precipitation, definitely. Let's move a little bit further south here, down into Oklahoma. Yeah, look at that. Very, very high precipitation amounts. We've seen a lot of these cells to the south too, just rapidly build over the past maybe 15 minutes. Just build in there. Really, really rapid development there. Worth noting for sure. Let's head further south. Oklahoma City hasn't seen any of that precipitation yet. We'll keep watching for you guys. Southern Oklahoma here. In northern Texas, we're seeing some of those heavier thunderstorms as well take place for these regions. Definitely, definitely crazy stuff here. I see a lot of people leaving a lot of nice comments down there. Thank you so much for the kind words. I wish I could respond to all of you. I appreciate you guys greatly. So that's as far south as we can basically go. Here's our line coming through. So we're now about halfway from Topeka to Kansas City with this linear storm mode here. So really, really having to watch this closely. Let's move this further north now. Take a look at some of these cells up here. Wow, even some thunderstorms up into South Dakota, Iowa, Nebraska as well. Lots of these states seeing some thunderstorms also.
They have extended that tornado warning.
Which one is that? The southern one?
Into Missouri now.
Okay.
Yeah, the southern one.
Yeah. I see that one definitely looks. Yeah, okay, so we got the northern one expired. Southern one there extended is the way they went. So we're at least going to have to deal with this one tornado warning for a while longer here. And continue to track. Yeah, definitely can see what they're seeing there. That is definitely something. So we'll continue to let this play out. So like I said earlier, guys, up at the pinned comment, we have tomorrow's stream listed up there. Set that reminder because tomorrow's stream will be even bigger than today's and more important than today's actually. Because tomorrow we have a moderate risk of severe weather at this point, which is 2 levels higher than what we're currently dealing with. Things are looking really nasty tomorrow. I can't emphasize that enough. But we also have the Discord server link up there as well, where you can join our awesome and very exciting community. Chat with us in there, send in pictures, anything of that nature. Man, this tornado warning down here is just really concerning. Just the shape, especially on reflectivity, is pretty nasty. So I'll update you guys on what these storms are going to do. Let's go ahead and switch back to WSV3 real quickly. You can see the overall storm here. Let's see.
So I was looking at some of the soundings for tomorrow from the Supercell composite.
Yeah.
I was cheating a little, and I'm very concerned for tomorrow. I really am.
Yeah, definitely. I'm concerned about tomorrow. Tonight, I'm definitely going to try to preserve myself. I'm not going to stay up till 5 a.m. tonight trying to keep up with today because tomorrow might be a bit of an earlier start. So you got to get that video out tomorrow and be ready for the afternoon to be live for you guys. Things could get pretty intense.
I'm thinking probably about 2 o'clock tomorrow, our time.
Yeah. 1 o'clock Central Time, correct?
I was kind of afraid that this was going to be more of a straight line wind event with a couple of spin ups tonight.
Definitely has that look as of now. Definitely.
But I tell you what, I've never seen them go from the U.S. Mexico border all the way up to southern Illinois with thunderstorm potential.
Yeah, that's quite intense, isn't it? Okay, we have actually a new tornado warning here. North of Atchison, so it actually is associated with that other tornado warning. But this one pushes through Rushville up into even St. Joseph there in Missouri. So yeah, now we have 2 tornado warnings again.
So if you are in St. Joseph, Country Club, Donafine, DeKalb, you may want to seek shelter because this is coming at you.
Definitely want to seek shelter. Anywhere in this tornado warning: Elwood, Wathena, Blair, Palermo, Kenmore, Rushville, Lewis and Clark Village, DeKalb, St. Joseph, Clare. All of these regions want to take cover immediately. God bless me. Let's see. Kickapoo as well down here on the southern one. Weston, Fort Leavenworth, and even into Tracy and Camden Point, Woodruff, Newmarket as well. All of these areas we need to watch.
And if there is something there, it's going to be heavily rain wrapped.
Absolutely. Absolutely. With this current look, yeah.
Please don't wait to seek shelter.
Yeah.
Even if you can't see it or can't hear it, just know there's one possibly there.
It's always best to hope for the best and assume the worst, especially in these types of situations. Yeah.
So I'm scanning further down into Texas and stuff. It looks like your typical pop-up thunderstorms right now. Nothing severe.
Gotcha. We'll keep an eye on these tornado
Kansas,
warnings then.
Kansas City, it looks like you are about to get hit with this line.
Yeah, it is nearing. That's kind of what we've been waiting for, I guess, for the past hour, and now we're kind of getting to that point where it is approaching now rapidly towards Kansas City, Overland Park, all of these regions. Really, really need to watch this closely, guys. Is anybody currently from Kansas City or Overland Park in the chat? Both tornado warnings are still radar indicated, which for now is good news. Okay, we got a few people from Kansas City in here. Quite a few. We can expect some windy conditions. I'll say that. We're gonna stick with you though. We'll get through this. So we see this line in here. This is usually associated with some damaging wind, or you know what? Better yet, it has some damaging wind associated with it usually. And we're going to be watching for that. We do have these severe thunderstorm warnings indicated by the yellow boxes. That is generally where we expect the worst of the winds. We also have these 2 tornado warnings up here on the northern end. These can happen at any point along this line of thunderstorms. So Kansas City, any of these regions surrounding Kansas City could be included in a tornado warning. Further south, if any of these cells got rotation to them, which is possible pretty much anywhere along there. So we'll be watching throughout all of this. somebody's from St. Joseph there. Okay, so you're gonna want to take cover for sure. You're in that tornado warning. Chad
So
Hamblin.
I just read the mesoscale discussion that came out. They're saying we're going to see a couple of QLCS spin up tornadoes, um, but the biggest threat is going to be wind, and the ML Cape is 2,000 joules
Okay,
for
so
tonight
obviously, yeah, that's pretty
for
elevated.
portions of Oklahoma.
It's crazy that I think that Cape is actually higher than what the Cape is going to be tomorrow. Um, Tomorrow will be a relatively low Cape event, which is convective available potential energy or thunderstorm full fuel or food is what I like to say. Um, so it's really interesting, but that tomorrow is really reliant on that southern jet um, coming in from the Gulf, and not as much the Cape.
We we do have larger hail finally starting to come in from Oklahoma, with reports starting to come up to ping pong size hail.
Gotcha. All right, thanks for the update there. Um, so we are getting reports of some larger hail coming in now from Oklahoma. Again, today wasn't really expected to be that big of a hail day, but we have gotten a surprising amount of reports of hail actually. Now even larger hail being reported. So definitely interesting scenario taking place here. We'll try to find where that hail is. I'm guessing it's somewhere along one of these heavier lines here. Honestly, these could start to
It
bow out here.
that
Please,
okay, so the ping pong size hail that's on the Kansas Oklahoma border near Kiowa County.
Okay, gotcha. Somewhere in here.
It's I think that one of the severe thunderstorm warnings on that border of Oklahoma and Kansas.
Yeah, yeah, somewhere in there. Yeah, very high DBZ being picked up in there, indicating very heavy precipitation and possibly hail. So even down here in Oklahoma and southern Kansas, I think we're seeing a line of thunderstorms develop down there. And I think things down there in southern Oklahoma and northern Texas have not reached their full potential yet. So let's move back up and see if we can get any updates here.
pea-sized hail is being reported with the tornado warned storm.
Okay, so even more hail reports coming in here in those tornado warnings. Interesting stuff here. Yeah, so Kansas City
I
area.
do want.
What was that?
No, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say somebody asked, will it hit Kansas City? And yes, this linear storm right here is the southern extent of this is going to hit the greater Kansas City region there and bring potential damaging wind type impacts, very windy conditions, and some heavier rainfall and thunderstorms associated with this line of thunderstorms here.
I was going to bring up tomorrow about the jet stream because you mentioned it. Um, from what I've seen, not on the newest model run, but earlier this morning, it looked like the mid-level jet and the upper-level jet's going to be screaming at about 90 knots, which is pretty fast.
Whew, man, that is pretty fast. That is extremely
Yeah,
fast.
that's very concerning. That's very concerning, especially with the daytime heating they're expecting tomorrow.
Yeah, so be sure to tune in tomorrow as well as things are. I mean, even the updates we've heard throughout the day or this evening as we've been streaming have kind of began to look a little bit worse, I would say. Um, it's it's looking really intense here.
And Karen, something I would like to know is that there's always that chance, like later on, as those storms do go through Louisiana, like maybe you have this a couple of spot up cells that come off the Gulf and then act like your supercells for tomorrow. That could be a possibility too.
Yeah, lots of different
So I do
scenarios.
have a report of wind damage.
Gotcha. Where's it at?
It's outside of Reno, Kansas, and my Discord or my radar scope just froze. Thank you. Um, it did
Reno.
say 1 inch thick branches were broken off and shingles were blown off of roofs.
Wow. So near Reno, Kansas. That's where we're getting that report from. There. St. Joseph. That tornado warning is still overhead, so you're going to want to stay in cover there. Our southern tornado warning there has been um, taken off now, so we only have that one northern one at the moment. But still, the damaging wind threat remains along this line of storms. It's just really, really not looking good. Wichita. We'll take another look at Wichita down there in the south. Wow, Wichita is under a heavy thunderstorm right now and a severe thunderstorm warning. I would not be surprised if we are seeing uh, some serious flooding potential in there as these cells have just one after the other hammered Wichita, Kansas. Look at that. Multiple cells with heavy rainfall have hit this region over and over and over again, and flooding seems to be almost a likelihood at this point to some extent, just based on how much precipitation has probably fallen in here.
There's actually reports of dime size and quarter size hail with this storm.
Which one's that over Wichita?
Yeah, over Wichita. Please, you all, please be safe. These storms are packing a punch, it looks like, tonight.
Yeah, that really is the case.
If you have to travel, I would really put it off until these storms pass.
Definitely. It's great advice there. Um, is it flood warning?
Now, the SPC only predicted a 5% Tor signature for today, meaning in a 25, I believe it's a 25-mile radius, there's a 5% chance of seeing a tornado. However, tomorrow that number has greatly increased for parts of Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama.
Gotcha.
That's why we're really not seeing too many tornadoes. They knew it was going. They knew there was going to be some that formed tonight, but tomorrow's going to be the big impact.
Yeah, tomorrow is looking very, very serious, guys. We can't stress that enough.
Hey, direct weather. I don't know if you have this type of programming. Is there a way you can see the lightning strikes and the lightning count on these storms, or no?
Yeah, well, we can see the lightning strikes. Let me turn it on.
But there's not like a counter or anything.
I don't think so. But here, when we go over to WSV3, we can actually see the lightning. Let me see. Let me mess with those settings a little bit, because I'll get it where we can see the lightning a little bit better.
Because I imagine the lightning with these storms is just incredible.
Yeah. I would imagine too. My goodness. Yeah, we're seeing quite a bit. Let me see.
Don't worry, you all. We're keeping an eye on the tornado warning.
Yep, we
It's
are.
still going for St. Joseph.
Gotcha.
Anybody got any questions for myself, Rose in the Rain, or Direct Weather himself? Ask away, please. And don't forget to share and like this video with everybody. Get the word out about tomorrow that we'll be live streaming as well. Use Facebook, Twitter, however you want to do it. Phone call. We would greatly appreciate that.
Yeah, that'll definitely be helpful. Here's the lightning. So we should be able to
Oh,
see it
wow.
on the stream once it updates. So stream is a little bit behind, but you can see lots of lightning near the tornado warnings where they've been. But especially actually to the south near Wichita, we've seen a ton. And even well south of Wichita, there's been a lot. So there's been a lot of lightning throughout this storm, and when we zoom it out, we can just tell how much lightning there's really been, because we can't see the storm anymore. We can only see lightning. So there's been a lot of lightning.
So that tornado warning is still continuing for St. Joseph.
Okay,
It is still radar indicated. There is no confirmation on this yet.
gotcha. Let's go back actually to take a look. We'll find that tornado warning. Yeah. So it's still around. We'll see if. So did they extend that, you're saying, or is it still just that?
It looks like they continued it.
Okay, we'll see if they update that on this program in a sec.
So I was looking up in Sioux Falls, Iowa, right?
Yeah.
And there's actually snow.
Huh.
Snow grapple. Uh, a storm reporter actually reported snow and grapple in the area. So that means the cold air is filtering down in.
Yeah, definitely. Wow. Interesting situation to say the least. We're finally seeing this bow echo approach Kansas City here. Tyler said, I got home safely. That's great to hear. Right before the storm hits.
I asked him how it was. He said it was fun, but he made a smart choice by going home.
Yeah. Yeah, home is usually pretty safe.
So I'm noticing a lot of more wind reports coming in, wind damage reports.
Mm,
Um, a lot of small twigs, trash cans being thrown about the streets. Some houses suffered shingle damage. 1 to 2 inch thick tree limbs have broken off of trees.
yeah. Starting to get more
That's
reports
just
like
coming
that.
from the yeah, just that's just from the whole line. There's no specific spot.
Yeah. Things are really recycling along that line, and I'm curious to see if we're going to see it pick back up or if it's going to eventually weaken a little bit as it crosses into Missouri here. I think over the next hour or so, the attention is going to get drawn a little bit further south here soon.
Yeah, I'm already looking towards the south. Not around Arkansas. Checking out Dallas right now on radar scope. Want to give a shout out to Houston. What's up, Houston?
Savannah asked, "What is the wind speed? Do we have any updates on what the wind speed is with this bow echo at the moment?"
I can pull that up right now.
All right,
You're looking at about anywhere between 50 to 57 miles an hour.
gotcha. Okay, so pretty strong is the answer.
There, it's not a line to mess with.
Definitely not. Definitely not.
I am noticing though, these storms seem to be at least to the north, like in Iowa and stuff, not as strong.
And Karen, I wonder if these storms in Texas are struggling because maybe it's due to the fire risk to the west. That's maybe something to pay attention to because they haven't really done anything.
Hmm. Drier air, probably.
That's what I'm
Well,
wondering if there's some like dry air getting stuck in these storms.
that could be.
Because I know there was I think they had a big fire risk to the west of that severe thunderstorm watch, so that could be very possible.
Definitely.
Hey, direct weather, you might want to pay attention to the northern part of Oklahoma.
Are these storms developing even
That's
more
some,
now?
yeah, that's some. Oh, that's an intense line.
Yeah, we're starting to see this line to the south pick up
Yeah, that's
now.
what I've noticed. Yeah, I've noticed that, Karen. That line between the Oklahoma border and Kansas border, that's becoming the my main focus.
Let's just see, like, I guess, like, looking forward, we don't have any major populaces out ahead of this. But just to name some of the townships and different towns here, Helena, Pond Creek, Hunter, Medford, Manchester. That's all Oklahoma. Now Caldwell in Kansas, South Haven, Wellington, Milan, Winfield, Arkansas City in Kansas. All of these areas are out ahead of this line that we're now watching down here. that is kind of becoming more intense as time goes on. And this is actually higher precipitation as well with this one. We've gotten some larger hail reports around this region as well over the past couple of hours.
And I'm noticing cells popping up in front of the main line. I'm wondering if that's trying to stabilize the atmosphere.
Yeah, definitely.
And of course, at nighttime, as the sun sets, you lose your heating from the daytime.
Right. Especially this time of year.
I'm keeping a close eye on Anthony. Actually, it's near Freeport. I'm starting to see like an inflow notch trying to develop.
Yeah. Yeah, I see that. I'll have to see if that ends up being anything. Wow. What an intense linear day of thunderstorms here we've had so far.
Well, we've had two tornado warnings. Kind of expected that after reading the SPC.
Right.
Um, Direct weather. Can you pull up the dew points for like the Texas region?
Yeah, I'll get it on screen in a sec.
I'm kind of curious on something. Like ahead of this system,
Yeah.
like maybe around Dallas and then into McAllister, Oklahoma.
So here is the dew points on screen here. Um, Mostly around Dallas and Fort Worth, we're in the upper 50s. But rapidly, once we move towards further west into Oklahoma and Texas, we move down into the 50s, lower 50s, even upper 40s, and then eventually the 20s and even teens there in the dew points. So, very, very intense drop off in humidity there. That's where we're at right now.
Oh my God. I think we're just going to end up with mostly severe thunderstorm warnings. Whoa. Man, that's some big hail over there by Freeport.
What state is that?
Hey,
Oklahoma.
is I think Freeport's on the Kansas-Oklahoma border, Karen.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's on the border. But I'm getting DBZs of like 72. That's some big time hail.
You say Kansas and Oklahoma, or Texas and Oklahoma?
Oklahoma. Oklahoma.
I was gonna say, Karen, with that cell in Freeport, Kansas, it is tornado possible. I will just note that.
There's Freeport, Kansas. Yeah, definitely there's a hook signature there, I would say. Somebody asked, higher dew points are not as good as low, correct? Well, the higher dew points do kind of give these thunderstorms more fuel. Oftentimes, there's more moisture available. So, in this type of a scenario, yeah, that wouldn't be good news to see higher dew points.
I am keeping an eye on that for any rotation.
Gotcha. Yeah, let's go back to our original um, line here as we're finally seeing this approach Kansas City. I know we have a lot of people viewing from the Kansas City area. We're finally seeing this line kind of move in. And it looks like these cells to the south of the line seem to be the most intense at this point. Yeah, we're seeing this line we've probably been watching. Let me see. We've probably been watching this line of severe thunderstorms for maybe about 2 hours. Let me see.
So, quick recap on tonight's events. We've been following these storms, like Direct Weather said, for 2 hours. We've had 2 tornado warnings. We may end up with the third here in a few minutes at Direct Weather. That inflow notch is really noticeable now.
Let's move back down to exactly what he's talking about. Oh, yeah. Look at that. I wouldn't be surprised if we get a tornado warning either.
Either that or this thing's bowing out really good. Just trying to do a bow segment.
Something.
Man, that's some large hail in there.
Yeah, definitely an area of interest, to say the least. It's even intensifying, I guess, over time because we can see that it really has picked up over the past maybe 30 minutes or so. And that most recent frame that came in actually looks even worse.
So the Alfalfa and Grant County in Oklahoma storms have a. I just got a TVS on that. Can you verify that at Direct Weather? I got a TVS on Radar Scope.
Let's see.
That's going to be near Fairview.
I'll go on my phone and
Oklahoma,
look. I'm gonna keep the computer on this one. I'll look on my phone real quick. I'll have an easier time with radar scope here.
Longdale. It's moving east northeast at 15 knots with inch and a half size hail.
What town did you say to look over?
It's near Longdale, Fairview, Oklahoma. It's down there in the tornado warn or the severe storm warn.
Yeah.
I got a TVS on a radar scope.
Hmm. Yeah. I'm definitely seeing some rotation in there. Some weaker rotation, I will say that. So that's going to be an area to watch because the wind speeds, obviously, with this whole system is really high, but we can see where it's a lot higher, and then right next to it, it's a lot lower, and that can cause rotation as well. And that's kind of what we're seeing in there. So I am seeing quite a bit of that as well. We just got another frame on this cell. Hmm. Aragonia here. Here we can see the kind of the entire line there. Let's see. We're gonna watch and see what happens with this cell. I'm very curious to see if we will get a tornado warning with this one. Let's see, guys. We're gonna have to wait and see what happens with this one. Um, I'm rapidly deteriorating here um, with my energy level. It's like the storms are deteriorating
Yeah,
to the north as well. I want to conserve myself a little bit for tomorrow, so I'm kind of watching out for that as well. So I'll probably have to get off pretty soon here, just because I gotta sleep. I have to make the video and then the stream, so we're going straight in tomorrow morning, no breaks until well into tomorrow evening. So it's gonna be a long day tomorrow, for sure. This is that northern bow echo. How are you guys hanging in there?
I'm doing good. I am doing excellent.
You guys are probably in a more typical sleep schedule than I am.
Dad, there ain't nothing typical about my sleep schedule.
Let's see.
I'll go to bed about 2 o'clock in the morning and wake up around 6.
Running on empty all day.
Yeah, pretty much. That's caffeine for you. Yeah. Hey Rose, can you find out why these storms aren't firing off like they're supposed to?
I think the ones in Texas aren't firing off. The ones at least in Texas at least aren't really firing off because there is a I will say there is an extreme fire risk to the west, and it was a SIG, and I think they're expecting like a fire outbreak from what I read from the SPC.
Hmm.
So that could be it, because
I mean, we're starting to get
here
some
I'll
of
send it in
these
the
there
group
near
chat.
Abilene.
Oh, Karen, I posted it in the group chat.
North of Abilene, Texas, we're seeing quite a bit here.
But yeah, Karen, it looks like maybe some of that drier air from that elevated fire risk is probably getting to these thunderstorms, because that is technically in that risk for our severe weather today.
Hmm.
Mm.
Things look to be rapidly worsening in Texas, though.
Yeah, I wonder if there was like a big I wonder if there was like a cap down there.
Yeah, something was going on in.
Actually, yeah. Yeah, they're saying there was some heavy capping. I was just reading the mesoscale discussion. Uh,
Ah, that makes sense.
Huh.
it's your call, direct weather. If you
Let's see. Take one more peek at this one over here. Yeah, I think we're gonna call it a day here, just because I gotta get some sleep. But for those of you that are in Kansas, and then especially down in Oklahoma and Texas, I think. Well, let me switch it over to WSV3 here. I think really, let me put this on screen. All these yellow areas are still in the slight risk area, and I think overnight through the night we're going to be dealing with these thunderstorms. So for areas like Texas, Oklahoma, up through Kansas, um, Kansas you're almost halfway done with this, I'd say, and then Nebraska you're almost fully done, and Iowa you're kind of getting there as well. But I'm especially looking towards Oklahoma, Texas overnight tonight, areas like Oklahoma City over the next 3 hours, Abilene over the next 3 hours, Wichita Falls over the next 3 hours, and then Dallas and Fort Worth later on, way later on tonight. We're going to be dealing with it down there as well. So multiple different spots going to be dealing with this severe weather threat. But again, guys, be sure to tune into tomorrow's stream as well, as we're going to be covering the moderate risk of severe weather down in the deep south. Also, join our Discord in that pinned comment up above as well. to join our awesome community, and you can always send in photos that way as well, and just be a bigger part of the community, which is super, super awesome. Do you guys have any final notes to say before we close things out?
Um, you know, see you all tomorrow, and you all stay safe. Please make sure you have your no weather radios handy and on tonight, just in case. These storms have an attitude of their own. It seems like today.
Oh,
And
for sure.
I would also like to heavily advise that for people in Alabama tomorrow, Karen, especially in the Tuscaloosa area, because they said that's going to be, from what I've seen, could possibly be an overnight event.
Hmm. Yeah. Here's the day 2. Let me put it on screen.
Because
So,
from what I've read from some of the NWSs, it looks like from their timing forecast, some of them could be going all the way through the overnight hours.
hmm. Obviously, that would just
Please get the
worsen the
word out that
impacts.
we'll be get the word out any way you can on Twitter, phone calls, emails, Facebook that will be up and running tomorrow with the live stream. With if you have anybody in Alabama, Mississippi, Texas, Tennessee.
Yeah. For instance, if you've been with us in the stream today, we were at a slight risk, which is basically level 2 severe weather. And tomorrow we're expected to be a level 4 out of 5. So again, we were a level 2 out of 5, and we're now expected to be a level 4 out of 5 for tomorrow. So we can expect far worse conditions to take place tomorrow. Terrible conditions today, but really, really, really terrible conditions and really bad conditions tomorrow. So please, please be sure to stay tuned and tune in tomorrow. And if you absolutely can't heed all those warnings from the Storm Prediction Center and the National Weather Service uh, with anything to do with this event. This is going to be a very serious event, and you guys are really going to want to pay close attention to all those things. Anyway, be sure to subscribe, guys, to catch all of our future streams and uploads. We upload daily here. Again, Discord server is a cool place to go and be a part of the community. And you can click the link also to tomorrow's stream and set that reminder for you guys.